Before joining the cast of Vanderpump Rules, Sandoval-Ariana and Tom had been involved in a relationship for a decade. When people comment on how they saw through Sandoval and disliked him before Scandoval, I'm curious about what qualities initially attracted Ariana to him and what kept her with him for so long. This discussion isn't about criticizing Ariana for her choices, but rather exploring what might have influenced her decisions. Was it because of her youth? Was it love? What are your thoughts? In Season 2, Ariana mentioned how Scheana loves love, and she supported Scheana in being a romantic and dreamer, even though that wasn't her style. I think Ariana, at least at that time, was just as much a romantic and dreamer as Scheana, but she embraced a cool girl hipster persona that suggested she didn't care about such things. In Season 3, there seemed to be a hint of shyness and hesitation in Ariana's eyes when Scheana implied that Ariana was blinded by her love for Tom to see certain things. Ariana deeply loved Tom and had romanticized him in her mind. This is not a criticism, just an observation. It's also worth noting that Ariana was highly attracted to Tom. They shared many interests: hipster culture, acting, music, and bartending, and they initially had strong chemistry. Tom knew how to say the right things to make Ariana feel special, and they bonded over their shared adversities, particularly with Kristen. However, their dynamic began to unravel when Tom seemed to resist Ariana's personal growth and withheld opportunities for her to shine, like with her bartending book. His infidelities likely affected her trust in him, and he seemed reluctant to see her develop close relationships with others on the show. Additionally, they developed a Tom and Ariana brand for the show, which added pressure to their relationship. In my opinion, they were a couple who fell in love, but didn't evolve together over the years. Sandoval initially helped Ariana regain confidence after an abusive relationship and was fun to be around. They also had strong physical chemistry early on. However, over time, Ariana wanted to move away from the party lifestyle and late nights. Through therapy, she gained confidence to assert herself against Sandoval. On the other hand, Sandoval seemed to face a midlife crisis and struggled with personal growth. He desired a rock star lifestyle with late nights and possibly substance use, rather than quiet evenings at home. Their genuine love connection seemed to reach its natural end after about 5 to 6 years. Despite this, they stayed together as a united front or brand. Ariana perhaps believed they could salvage the relationship, while Sandoval might have been more concerned about appearances. Ariana has discussed how therapy following the scandal helped her realize patterns in Tom's behavior, similar to those of her father, who was abusive towards her mother. Coming out of an emotionally abusive relationship and grieving her father's loss, Ariana found herself trying to heal through her relationships, albeit unknowingly. As Ariana grew and received therapy, it became evident that she was beginning to see things more clearly and assert herself. Breaking free from the tactics of someone like Tom in an emotionally abusive relationship is challenging. She held on to hope that couples therapy could salvage their relationship because of her love for him, unaware that Tom might not have been fully committed to the effort. Overall, Ariana's journey highlights the complexities of navigating relationships after trauma and the gradual process of recognizing and breaking free from emotional abuse. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel once again today, Spill Chronicles. It's me, Ramona here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. On the other hand, Jax's consistent refusal to change is truly remarkable and warrants scrutiny. As I catch up on the Valley, it's striking how little he has evolved since Season 1. He may be slightly more subdued or adept at concealing it, but his behavior remains largely unchanged. He continues to deflect accountability by blaming others, engages in misogynistic behavior, and even pressures partners into breaking up with him. His pattern of behavior seems endless. I'm surprised there hasn't been more discussion about the recent after-show episode. Even the Toms couldn't hide their eye-rolling reactions to Jax's comments. He claims ownership of a bar that he didn't invest in. It was already established, merely branded with his name in hopes of attracting customers, a strategy that seems to be failing. His unsettling fixation on Kristen throughout the episode was both strange and uncomfortable. Jax was 33 when he first appeared on the show, and it's no wonder he hasn't changed. He appeared set in his ways from the beginning. Scheana's ability to adapt and grow amidst this environment is truly noteworthy. It's amusing to see Jax in commercials for the Valley proclaiming, "We're adults now," as if he hadn't been a grown man when Vanderpump Rules began. He acts as though he started the show in his early 20s, but in reality, he was 33, a mature adult, dating a 23-year-old. The contrast with Season 11 James, who was 2 years younger than Season 1 Jax, is stark. Moreover, Lauren frequently refers to her assistant as a dumbbass on her podcasts, which raises questions about their dynamic. It's unclear why the assistant hasn't confronted her about this language, or why Lauren's brother hasn't intervened. Critically, simply laughing it off or saying, "I'm joking," afterward doesn't erase the impact of hurtful words. This behavior is concerning and reflects poorly on her character. It appears Lauren may not be a kind person. She seems reliant on finding someone akin to Randall 2.0 for financial stability once Vanderpump Rules ends, especially after backing the wrong person last season. Hopefully, Bravo will take notice and remove her from our screen soon. I doubt she'll find another Randall-like figure. She might encounter someone like Brock, but if money isn't her priority, she might have better luck finding genuine love. Lala's treatment of her assistant, Jess, has changed dramatically over time, becoming uncomfortable to witness. Their dynamic, previously positive, has shifted, and Jess now responds in a manner that suggests she may feel emotionally abused. Lala's behavior could stem from her relationship with Randall, where she likely witnessed and possibly tolerated his authoritative behavior towards others. Her pursuit of clout has exacerbated her already problematic demeanor. She appears isolated, surrounded mainly by paid employees who reinforce her ego, living in an echo chamber devoid of genuine friendships. Overall, Lauren's treatment of her assistant and her attitude towards others suggest deeper issues that need addressing. On the other hand, if I had a nickel for every time Tom Schwartz used conventionally male names to emotionally distance himself from his romantic partners and undermine the sexual aspect of their relationship, I'd have 10 cents. It's strange that it happened twice. It was the worst. It made me so uncomfortable because he likely started using male names when he transitioned their relationship from romantic to platonic. It's just cringeworthy. However, LVP has been transformed into a doll and is now available for purchase. Check out this genuinely terrifying discovery. This is unbelievably eerie, but strangely fascinating. I'm convinced that thing comes alive at night and attempts to smother you while you sleep. No one can convince me otherwise. Additionally, did anyone ever genuinely like Raquel or Rachel? I'm watching through for the first time, currently on Season 10, Episode 6, and I'm curious if she had any supporters before her involvement with Sandoval. Personally, I found her consistently dull and lacking any real contribution. It seems like they bumped her up to main cast status after Stassi, Kristen, and Brittany left the show, perhaps to fill the gap. I didn't particularly warm to her either, never had strong feelings either way, but I was hoping for a post-James transformation that might change my mind. Well, I was mistaken. It feels like the lights are on, but nobody's home. The door's unlocked and a few candles are left burning. One of Lala's memorable comments was something like, "My God, nobody should go to that university if this is their product." It's one of her best lines about Raquel. Every time she spoke, I held my breath, fearing how she might embarrass herself. She was basically just background until Season 10. My opinion of her didn't solidify until she became determined to befriend people who loathed James so intensely they refused to work with him. Clearly not the sharpest tool, but even the clueless notice patterns of infidelity. The only reason she stuck with James was to leverage fame from the show. She's always been duplicitous, and her manipulation of therapy terms suggests she's been calculating all along. In essence, she brings nothing to the table. Moreover, Katie and Ariana make such a dynamic duo. I'd definitely tune in to watch their spin-off. I've been wondering why the cast didn't pursue a spin-off sooner. The original show had strayed from its original purpose long ago. Wouldn't it have made more sense to launch something like The Valley 3 years back? I always felt they were heading in that direction, but then COVID hit and the mass firings occurred, putting things on hold until The Valley came along. I firmly believe Baskin and the producers led Lala and Scheana to believe they transitioned them to The Valley if they played their cards right last season. Unfortunately, for some of us, it feels too late to embrace that now. Plus, with Stassi originally on board for the spin-off but now opting out, it's a significant loss. Factor in the declining appeal of Lala and Scheana. I'd much prefer watching Katie and Ariana. Full disclosure, I didn't watch The Valley, so I might not be the target audience. I was intrigued by the idea when all the VPR ladies were pregnant, but I'm not keen on Jax and Brittany being the central focus of anything. On the other hand, I don't want to be criticized for this, but I actually like Brock's new haircut. Oh my god, for a moment I mistook him for Jax. Yeah, it suits him well. Now if he could just nail down his fashion sense. However, Lala has a new TV project. I saw this on Twitter. It's hard to believe anyone would cast Lala in anything after everything that's happened. Didn't she also appear on some upcoming celebrity game show? While it sounds like this new project is still in production, I wonder if her publicist or Jessica, intentionally leaked this to mislead. I agree, it's difficult to imagine her being cast in anything new right now, especially not in competition-type shows. Lauren's PR team seems to be pumping out misleading stories left and right in an attempt to salvage her reputation after what was arguably one of the worst seasons in recent memory, second only to Sandoval's. Additionally, is Kyle Chan truly Sandoval's friend? I recall him primarily appearing in past seasons in a professional capacity as their jeweler, so it felt odd to hear Sandoval refer to him as my good friend Kyle Chan in season 11. Yes, several people within the friend group have confirmed they've been good friends for years. I believe Sandoval even introduced Kyle to the rest of the group. However, it's possible Kyle wasn't part of Sandoval's inner circle of close friends until he became more involved with Rachel. I think they are genuinely friends now, especially since Sandoval's friend circle has shrunk after recent events. Initially, when no one wanted to film or spend time with Tom, Kyle appeared in more scenes than usual, likely showing support for him. Their joint vacation with Schwartz also suggests a genuine friendship. It's hard to imagine willingly traveling to another country with Sandoval if they weren't actual friends. I'd be tired of him before even reaching the airport. On the other hand, I don't believe Sandoval truly forms deep friendships easily, aside from his close bond with Schwartz. Both he and Kyle Chan seem to benefit from their relationship. Sandoval gains someone in his corner, and Kyle gets screen time and exposure. It appears that's sufficient for their dynamic. Moreover, I'd love to hear from OG VPR fans about their honest first impressions of Rachel when she first joined the show. Although I'm already familiar with all the recent seasons, I'm currently on my first full watch-through of the series and just reached season 5. Rachel was introduced and mentioned in a few episodes, but it wasn't until episode 8 when she and James went on a date that she really started interacting with the cast. Personally, I have a strong bias against her, finding her speech slow and her ability to form coherent sentences lacking. I'm curious to hear unbiased opinions from viewers who watched from before Sandoval or those who have been fans since the beginning. Did you like her, dislike her, or have other impressions? On another note, it's incredibly bizarre watching every season for the first time while knowing what's to come. Some interactions are so cringeworthy and painful to watch, it's quite the experience. In my view, Rachel was essentially background decoration on the show. She seemed pretty in a part-time model way, but came across as dry and disconnected. It appeared she lived a sheltered life with few to no friends, constantly told she's attractive, leading her to believe her looks alone would open doors for her. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.